Good afternoon. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's post-close grain and livestock comments for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Get right to it. New highs in corn, but we couldn't get the extra penny and a half to go fill the July 3rd, July 4th gap. I don't understand that. To me, that's very, very odd. We got the 431 and a quarter. We don't fill the gap until 432 and three quarters, a penny and a half, and then we settled, under 30 at 29 and a half. So I don't know. We really need a more explosive move here uh, to get me really, really excited about being long corn. I continue to think that this is a rally that you need to do something with. Make sure you don't let 430 corn turn back into 390 corn. 40 cents is 40 cents in a year where we have had only 87 cents to deal with. I will say this: if we hit 436, that's going to be a gift. That is halfway back. At that point, everybody, I don't care how opinionated you are, bullish, bearish, whatever, I don't care what your crystal ball says, 436 is going to be a big level. And then 440. They're very clear targets. 440 is a 200-day moving average. Those are the ones I keep in mind if I'm a producer. But again, nice to see us up 6.25 cents on the day, 429 and a half last. November beans, we had an 11-cent trading range, 52 and a half to 41 and three quarters. We settled up 7 cents at 10.49 and three quarters. Some people are thinking that we may get some sort of China deal based on headlines and rumors and everything else. I will say this: you're starting to see some stuff in the major media about people's concern that suddenly people are waking up and understanding that we usually sell 25% of our beans to China, and now we haven't sold anything. That's sort of trickled down into the lexicon of your average person. When that happens, I think that that's fully baked in. When that happens, generally, it can be a reverse indicator. So I'm not saying anything other than that. I'll just be careful about people getting uh, hyper focused on what's going on there. I think at the end of the day, this is going to take longer than we think to cut a deal with China. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that they come back to us. But again, they've been sitting on their hands for a reason. They have trying to leverage us. Maybe they read the art of the deal too, and they think that they can, get a better deal from our side as well. But it's definitely coming down. It's going to be a very, very expensive game of chicken. Who's going to blink first? China eventually does need our beans. They've got 1 billion people and they've got 300 million hogs that they have to feed. And yes, they're well supplied because of South America. But at the end of the day, I think they're still interested in buying our beans. We'll see how it all turns out. But to have 1050 beans when we were worried about 960 beans back in December, at 1050 beans, we were only 25 cents away from the high of the year. I would just say this: I mean, it's not great, but it could be a heck of a lot worse. If I'm a producer with beans, I'm thankful for that, and we'll see if we can get an extension here in the next couple of days. December wheat finished up 9 cents, a 10-cent range. A lot of people now are starting to try to call a bottom in wheat. Hopefully, the bottom is in. Certainly, we've been trading at this 530 level for a couple of months here, right? Going back to July, really July, August, September. So for 3 months, we've been really spinning around this 525 level. You got to remember, 4 or 5 days ago, we were down at 512 and a half, a new contract low, 512 actually. So to be at 534, is this just another dead cat bounce, or there's some legs behind this? I think a lot depends on what happens with corn, but no two ways about it. If you're a wheat producer, it's nice to see a 9-cent higher day. Kansas City wheat finished up 9.5 cents at 523 and a half. Minnesota wheat, spring wheat, finished up 4.5 cents. Finished up 4.75 cents at 5.75, 5.75. So again, a little bit of recovery there in the wheat. And for a Tuesday, we talked about this yesterday. Yesterday was a disappointing Monday. We did get our turnaround Tuesday. Now we'll got to get through a whippy Wednesday. Look out for Wednesday ahead of us. Moving over real quick to the livestock. The first down day, or consecutive down day that we've had in a while. December fat cattle finished down $1.20, 1.125 at 235.15. October feeder cattle finished down just slightly, 20 cents at 354.25. 88.300. And you had December hogs down 60 cents at 88.225. So a red day in the grains, a red day in the protein complex. People are going to say, they don't like the spike in corn. You can blame it on what you want. Corn, cattle has been on one of the biggest historical tears ever. We did have a pretty good correction as of last Friday. We tried to claw back anywhere from 40 to 50% of that here in the last couple days. Just a typical correction, and we'll see. Are we going to finish the month challenging those old highs again? And again, what old highs am I talking about? The 369 level in October feeders. If you look back at these cattle, the highs that everybody's now focused on are back up there at the 243 half level. We're trading at 235. So again, no matter how you cut it, if you've never hedged at all, this is a great opportunity to do something. I'm not a big believer in using futures because futures can really limit your upward mobility, so to speak, if you are a producer. At the end of the day, if you're a producer, you're long the animals, you want the animals to go to the moon. So you don't want to be in a situation where your hedge gums up the works. And if you're using futures, that's really what you're doing. You're picking a spot. You're saying, this is where I think the top is. And then you're sending in margin in day after day after day. I'd much rather see you use an option where you pay for the option. You have the floor. You have the right to sell it there. But if you spend 3 cents on an option, 4 cents on an option, whatever you spend, and then the market rallies 20, you're still way, way ahead of the game as opposed to the person that sold futures and then made $20 worth of margin calls. So that is why I, as a risk manager, really for the past 15 years, use these options. These big managed funds that everybody hates, when they put on, 100,000, 200,000 contracts, do you think that they have sell stops in there? No, they're using options to manage their risk. So you need to think more like those guys. If you're a producer, if you're growing corn, wheat, or beans, or if you're a rancher and you've got, animals in the pen or animals in the field, you're long all the time. So you've already made a huge long bet. You're like the fund manager that says, I only want to be long. You really owe it to yourself to look into how to hedge these prices without capping your upside. So that's it. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. If you're looking for help, give me a call. It's a good day in the grains, a so-so day here in the protein complex. We'll get back after it tomorrow morning, first thing. If you're looking for help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. You can follow me on Twitter. You can also sign up for my daily letter. It goes out 6 days a week. I do Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday, I do a really big overview of a lot of different markets. It's all based on what I've learned in the past 32 plus years now, first as a floor trader at the Board of Trade, and then as a risk manager and broker working with farmers and producers since 2010. Looking forward to talking to you. Have a great rest of the day.